Hello, Revere, and welcome to the September show of 2019. I have a special guest, Miss Bari OLevsky, and my co-host, Steve Fielding, who will bring you up to speed on what's happening at the Senior Center this month of September. Please, Steve.
Thank you, Morris, and welcome, Barry.
Thank you.
I think the first thing I'm going to start off with, which is appropriate since you're here and you're our S.H.I.N.E counselor at the Senior Center, is that I want people to know that we have a Turning 65 open enrollment workshop coming up on Wednesday, September 18th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Okay, limited seating. We are having sign-ups for that because Barry gives, very acute attention to the people that are coming. So we want to make sure that they will be able to grasp all the knowledge. And sometimes when you have a smaller group, it's better. So if you are interested in signing up for Wednesday, September 18th from 6 to 7:30, call the Senior Center at 781-286-8156, and one of the ladies in the office will take your name. Another event that's coming up, guys and ladies, is the Revere versus Chelsea annual bocce tournament. And this is our third annual bocce tournament. It's Revere Seniors versus Chelsea Seniors. It's going to take place on Saturday, September 28th, with a rain date of October 5th. And it will take place at Voke Park, which is located at 546 Washington Street in Chelsea. If you don't know where Voke Park is, and you're familiar with the New Bridge Cafe on Washington Ave, you just go right past the New Bridge, bear right, and the park is right there. There's a nice outdoor bocce court, and we're going to have 8 teams from each city, and it's a great event, and it's a great spectator event, so we encourage anybody from Revere or Chelsea that might be watching to come down and watch Revere versus Chelsea. We will have chairs there, but you can also bring a lounge chair, and we do have coffee and donuts at the registration. We have some music during the lunch break, and it'll be a great time. So I encourage people to come to that.
Excuse me, Steve, you also have bocce at the Senior Center.
We do.
And people should come down if there's room available to play bocce at our
Well,
Senior
we have a
Center.
league that's we have sign-ups already done. And we have 48 players, and we have 12 teams. But to your point, anybody who wants to watch the bocce players at the Revere Senior Center can come down starting September 26th. And they play every Thursday, and they play from September to May. And we usually start about 12:30, and it ends usually about 3:30. And it's really competitive. It's a lot of fun. We have coffee and snacks. You'll get to see people that you like, and you may be, attempted to learn bocce.
And not only that, they can stay for lunch and have a good lunch.
They can come down before the bocce starts and have lunch. And the other thing is, if you are a bocce player and you're not in the league, you can come down any other day in the afternoon from 12:15 or so, 12:30, and play till like 3:30. And if you're going to bring some people with you, you can have your own pickup game.
That would be great.
That would be great. I encourage people to do that. So let me just touch on a couple of different things going on in September, and then we'll start talking to Barry about Medicare and her S.H.I.N.E business.
Okay.
All right. So Morris, we have a special monthly lunch every month, and we do this announcement every month as well on this show. Tuesday, September 24th, we're having the Singing Grandpops. And we usually have about 20 to 25 singing grandpops. They're great guys, and they sing all kinds of group music. If you remember Mitch Miller from many, many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of music where you have a bunch of guys singing or people singing, that's what they're like. And they're dressed in black black ties, black suit coats, white shirts with red lapel. They're really cool guys, and they sing great songs. And you have to call the Senior Center. It's a special lunch. It costs $5. Call up to make your reservation. So I encourage people to do that.
First come, first serve, remember.
Yeah, we can hold about 90 people.
And you're usually filled up anyway.
We are filled up for these lunches. Quickly, let me just go down some stuff that people might want to be interested in. We have our S.H.I.N.E counselor. I'm sorry, you're right here. We have our podiatrist coming down September 6th, Wednesday. He's there from 8 to approximately 11:30. So there's no sign up for that. And it's a first come, first serve to have your feet taken care of by Dr. Kaplan.
I was going to ask you a question. I have to go to the VA to my podiatrist. Does that podiatrist also do the scraping for people that have to?
I believe so, yeah, he does.
Also, and he cuts the toenails?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
And if you have an issue with your toes that he can't handle, which I assume he can, or he can't do it at the center, he'll recommend where to go or what action to take. So it's a good
And
one.
he comes down when?
The first Wednesday of every month.
Month?
This month it's September 6th. It is September 6th, I believe.
Yep.
Is it?
No, it's September.
I'm sorry. It's September 4th.
Right.
September 4th. I have September 6th in my brain. Okay. We also have Carol Donovan coming down on September 5th and 19th, and she'll check your blood pressure and have individual consultation regarding any health and related issues that you want to ask her about. We have a monthly hearing program with Mary Marino. She'll be down on the 24th from 10 to 12. We have Barbara McDonald, who does chair massage. She'll be down on Monday, September 9th and Tuesday, September 10th. And again, like we said at the beginning, we have a S.H.I.N.E counselor at the Revere Senior Center. She's there every Monday between 10 and 2. She takes 4 appointments each Monday, but you have to call 781-286-8156 to make an appointment ahead of time. It gets filled up very quickly, as she'll talk about.
Right.
And that's really the update on some of the things we're doing.
Right. Now I would like to introduce Ms. Bari OLevsky again. It's a pleasure to have you as an
thank
honor
you.
here. The
Thank
S.H.I.N.E
you.
counselor for the Revere Senior Center. Barry, tell us a little history about S.H.I.N.E, but when you get a chance, tell us especially about the open enrollment.
Okay. S.H.I.N.E is, heaven only knows what the history. I think it goes back as far as Medicare, which is 1965. But it's supported by Medicare itself. They give us some money because mostly we're volunteers, so somebody has to,
Right.
you know, print the paper and so on. We're also supported by the State Executive Office of Elder Affairs. So we've got a lot of people behind us is the good thing. And S.H.I.N.E, did we do this? S.H.I.N.E stands for Serving the Health Insurance Needs of Everyone. And then it's kind of ... on Medicare. So that's
Right.
the beginning
And that
of it.
includes seniors and people who are on disability?
Right. It basically people, seniors, right, over 65 usually, but people who've been on disability for 2 years can also get onto Medicare. So, and we work with them too.
Great.
So, yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little about the open enrollment? I know that there's a lot of information you have, so why don't you tell the folks at home about that?
Sure. Open enrollment, that comes by every year. There's nothing special to qualify for it. If you're on Medicare, you can go to open enrollment. What it is a time to change your plans if that's what you want to do. In addition to just Medicare Part A and B, there are other plans you can sign up for. There's drug plans, supplements, and on and on. And those plans tend to change every year. And sometimes they're little changes, sometimes they're big changes, but one way or another, this is your chance to go ahead if you want to do something different. And here's where I get really detailed. How do you know if you want to change your plan? Every year in the fall, you will receive from whatever plans you have something called an annual notice of change. And I see the same look on everybody's face when I mention it because it's about that thick, okay? And they go, what am I supposed to do with this? But the secret is, usually in the first 4 or 5 pages, there's a summary of the changes. So it tells you if the premium's going up, it tells you if they're still covering your drugs. If you don't mind the changes, you don't have to do anything. You might stop by and say hello, but you know, other than that, you're fine. If you want to make some changes or to see if there's something better out there, that's when you come to S.H.I.N.E. And we do our 4 appointments every Monday, but we try to schedule a couple of extra days during that period. That runs from October 15th to December 7th.
Yep.
Okay, so anytime in there, but I really recommend that you come before Thanksgiving because it starts to get really hectic.
So here's my question, right? So if somebody wants to set an appointment to come and see you at the senior center, what do they need to take for you to review with them?
The most important thing is to bring your Medicare card if you have one. And it astounds me that people can come to see a Medicare counselor and forget their card. The other thing that you should probably bring no matter what is a list of your medications, because very often we're in a situation where we need to look at different drug coverage. You can bring a list from your pharmacist. Most of the doctors around here will give you a list. You can take all the bottles and put them in a plastic bag and just bring them in that way, and that's okay too. But I can't really make good recommendations for you on drug coverage unless I know what you're taking.
Morris, did you have a question regarding something like that?
Right, I was going to ask you, before we went on the air, we discussed certain, like the Mass Health, the VA and things.
What do we do?
Exactly, like is there a conflict, like if you have, like in my case where I have the VA and S.H.I.N.E, is there any?
VA and Medicare technically do not interact. If you have the VA and you want something that they don't cover, but Medicare does, you have to enroll in Medicare.
Okay.
The one connection, and it's very important, Medicare insists that you have some kind of prescription drug coverage. You can take one of their plans, but there are other options.
Which is Part what, D?
Part D is the drugs. Very good. If you have prescription drug coverage from the VA, that's what they call creditable drug coverage, and you don't need to get a Medicare plan instead. So that's the main connection, are those plans. But you remind me of something else. Right now we're talking about enrollment, but there's a couple of other things that we do routinely. One is constantly helping people find those drug plans. And the other thing is we help people if they are having financial problems sometimes. We can help them apply for Mass Health or the Health Safety Net. We can help them apply for what's called Extra Help, which helps pay for the prescription drugs. There are a few other things. Sometimes you can get Mass Health to pay for your Medicare premiums and so on. So we handle all of those things. And can I say one more thing?
It's your floor. Go right ahead.
Sometimes people come with really interesting requests. A woman came one time and she was living in elder housing and she had to take her meals from the dining room, from their kitchen. It was paid for, but nothing they were serving was on her diet. And she wanted me to tell her how to deal with that.
Well, you're there to help everybody. I guess that's serving that.
I said, go to your doctor.
Go to your doctor. So anyway, I know that we talked about open enrollment, or you expanded on that. So there's what they call initial enrollment, and then there are other times when it's open. Maybe you can expand on that a little bit.
Okay, open enrollment specifically refers to this period in the fall when you can change your plans. Initial enrollment can come under a couple of different categories. What most people think of is when you turn 65, and that is still very common. If you've been on disability, SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, if you've been receiving those benefits for 2 years, you can go on to Medicare at that point. The other thing that you can do is you don't have to take Medicare at all when you turn 65, provided you're working and covered by group health insurance, and that can be your own work or your spouse's work, and these days that includes same-sex spouses, so everybody's covered that way. You can keep that up as long as you want. Whenever you lose that group health coverage, and that could be through retiring or getting fired, or your company just stops giving you insurance, whatever it might be, you have 8 months after that to enroll in Medicare. Now, this is the one we never like to talk about. If you forgot when you were 65, and thank goodness you were never on disability, and you retired and you were so stunned that you were drunk for the next 8 months and completely forgot, there's something called the general enrollment period. This is the last chance. It happens every year, January, February, March. And it's fine, it's there, anybody can do it. The issue is that your coverage won't start till the following July. So you're probably going to either be without insurance for quite a while, or possibly have to go on COBRA, which can be very expensive. So, and there's a lot of detail here about when you have to sign up, and when the coverage starts and what it costs. So, we can talk about that, or we can just tell jokes.
But I was going to ask you this question. As changes, like when I was retiring, 62 was the age you can get onto Medicare.
No.
What is it now?
Okay. This is one of the reasons people get very confused. 62 is the age when you can sign up for Social Security retirement.
Right.
Okay. And you can do that. You will not get the same benefit as if you wait
Right,
till
if you
your
wait
full
till you-
retirement. It used to be that you signed up for Social Security at age 65. Now they're gradually pushing that up. So now you have to wait till you're 66 to get your full retirement benefits, and I think it's right on the edge of going to 67. Right, and it will, go up over time.
As people live longer, the higher it'll go up then.
Yes, that's a big part of it.
Okay.
It's not, you hear a lot of things about them all, running out of money and so on. At the moment, that's very far distant. I don't think it's something we have to worry about. Medicare itself, you've got to be at least 65 unless you've been on disability. So does that clarify for you?
Yep.
Good.
And I hope it clarifies for the people out there
All right.
listening.
So let me ask you this. You see a lot of people during the year at the Senior Center. I believe for fiscal year 2019, because I just got the numbers,
Yeah.
I think you saw about 406 people.
Did I?
Yes. I
Okay.
just got the numbers yesterday afternoon
That's impossible.
from Revere, people from Revere.
Well, no, I'm just trying to do the math on
No, maybe
on
it
that.
wasn't
For
specifically
people-
just you.
Okay.
I mean, for people in
people
Revere.
who live, okay.
Yeah, people
because
who live in Revere
for
were
people in
served by
daytime-
a S.H.I.N.E counselor.
Ah,
Okay,
okay.
not specifically just you. I
Just
should
me.
clarify that. Yeah, but I'm sure you saw a lot of them.
Pretty much we see 4 clients almost every week.
Every week you see 4 people.
Right now, and often it's more than that because husband and wife will come in together, and I kind of have to squeeze them in a little bit.
You see
because,
50%, more than 50% of those people.
Right.
Right. So when you figure it out.
Right, and we do, really, people come late, whatever, they have complicated problems. I do my best to make sure that everybody is seen and taken care of.
Right, Barry, I was going to ask you another question, if I may.
Sure, please.
Is there an income like what is considered if you make X number of dollars that you cannot go to S.H.I.N.E, or it makes no difference?
Oh, no, there's no income limit whatsoever.
Oh, there isn't?
No, and anybody who's on Medicare can come to me and I will help them, or I will help them enroll in Medicare if that's the case.
Oh.
And I should mention at this point, S.H.I.N.E counseling is free. Okay, there is no charge for it. All right, very often people will try to, stuff a $20 bill into my purse or something, but I really can't do that. If they try to give me money, I tell them to make a donation to the senior center.
That's the right thing to do.
Right.
Yes. That's
Right. So, but
That's
there's
good to know for the people out there, because I'm a dummy when it comes to some things, and this happens to be one of them.
some people are good with details and some people have other qualities. You tell great jokes. Okay, I'm good with details.
So let me ask you this, okay? So you've been a counselor for many, many years, okay? And is there anything that's a new trend now? Is there anything cropping up that people are having more problems with than previous years? Or is it pretty cut and dry?
It does change from year to year. Costs are usually a big issue, and because the premiums go up, the deductibles go up, plans come and go. Nothing comes to mind that really specifically that's new this year. The biggest thing that I know of is that they're talking about notifying people when they're eligible for Medicare. Right now, you may not even know that you're eligible. The reason is that if you're getting disability payments or you chose that early retirement with Social Security, they know who you are and they send you a Medicare card a couple of months before your actual enrollment date.
Right.
And if you're happy with that, you don't really have to do anything else. If you are not getting disability, you're not getting retirement, you're just Joe Blow turning 65,
Thank you.
they won't. How do you do?
How you doing?
They won't tell you. They won't tell you. And you just have to be aware and go to Social Security on your own to sign up.
Well, she's talking about the S.H.I.N.E program. If people want to come to you, and it's on a Monday usually.
Right.
Steve, tell the people about the shuttle. If they have no transportation, would the shuttle pick them up and bring them to her?
Yeah, well, you have to be registered for the shuttle. So
Right, they can call that up though.
like any other activity or program that we serve, or the people, okay, they have to be a registered shuttle passenger. You have to come into the senior center to register, so that we can take your contact information and your emergency contact information. It's vital in the event of an accident. We have to also, or I have to assess that you are able to get up on the shuttle, that you don't have any problems. Because you know our shuttle service is not a limo service. It's
Right.
not personal one-to-one service.
Right.
You have to be able to get up and off the shuttle by yourself, although we do help you, of course. You have to call up ahead of time. Initially, you have to buy a book of coupons for $10. There's 10 coupons in a book. That translates to $1 a ride for within the city of Revere, except for 2 instances when you have to pay 2 coupons, okay? And that's when we go to Saugus to the Square One Mall, or to Lynn to the Walmart. Other than that, it's $1 each, or 1 coupon each way. The only exception outside of the city besides those 2 locations is we do go to Beth Israel on a regular basis, because it's right over the Revere line into Chelsea, okay?
Right, one other question though. You mentioned that the people, if they can't get on the shuttle or use the shuttle, they can always call the ride too.
That's correct, and we have the information at the office
right.
for them to call up and register for the ride.
Right. Could you just repeat the hours that you're at our senior center?
It's every Monday from 10 until 2, so there's 4 one-hour
And
appointments.
by appointment only.
Absolutely, because it's other. I need to be able to schedule things and
Right.
know what's going on.
So as we have a few more minutes, I want to ask you one other question, and maybe Morris has
Oh, go
another
ahead,
one as
Steve.
well. Do you find that people who are coming to you have information overload? They seem very overwhelmed with the paperwork and what do I do?
Absolutely. Sometimes people come to me and they say, oh, I got the Medicare handbook. They put out a handbook every year, Medicare and You. And I read it from cover to cover and I still don't understand what's going on.
Right.
And that, by the way, is because that's not a Medicare for Dummies book. It's a reference book. Yeah. It tells you what Medicare covers, but it doesn't really talk to you directly. People do come in, they are overwhelmed. They seem to leave pretty happy, and I think it's mainly just because I clarified things for them.
And you're very easy to talk to, and you're such a willing person to help anybody in any situation. I know that you and I talk a lot, and that you've said, well, geez, this guy had this problem, and not specifically relating to a person, but it's really not what I do, but I did help them.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the lady with the dining room problem. Or a man who called me up and his union was changing their insurance and he wasn't happy with it. And what was I going to do? And I said, well, call the Department of Insurance and we could do this and we can do that. And he's go, that's a scam. Medicare's a scam, on and on. And I almost never do this, but I said, it sounds like I'm the only person trying to help you, so quit yelling at me.
And it's nice to have a person to talk to, right, Morris? I mean, many times you call these places and it's press 1 for this, press 2 for this. If you're,
Right, we have a few minutes left, but I would like to say something that has nothing to do with S.H.I.N.E. We had a woman, Susan Colella, who celebrated her 95th birthday. So, Susan, happy birthday to you. And if you come down to the Senior Center, we'd love to have you come down to celebrate. Someday you may be 95 or 100. Come on down to our Senior Center. That was the happy news. The sad news is we had a driver, Jimmy Carlton. His wife passed away, so if you people would like to send a sympathy card to the Senior Center at 25 Winthrop Avenue, Revere, Mass. 02151, please do so. And if you would like to make a contribute donation, feel free to do so of your choice. But please, Jimmy has done so many for us. As a matter of fact, he saved my life 3 years ago when I fell and split my head open, and he knew what to do. So thank you, Jimmy, for everything you do for us and the Senior Center.
All right. And the thing that I just want to mention, as I do every show, is if you are a senior and you are home and you are by yourself, Get out of your house. You don't want to be isolated from people. You don't want to be stuck in a 4-room, apartment or a home by yourself. You need to be with people. We have so many activities. Morris plays music every day. We have all kinds of activities. We'll send you a newsletter. Come in. He'll give you a tour. He'll talk to you. He'll teach you how to use the iPhone and the computer and everything else. I'll give you a personal tour. We serve lunch. We have a wonderful lunch program. We have a lot of activities, programs, services. We have a lot of entertainment. We have great socialization in the morning, right, Morris?
Yep.
We serve coffee and bagels and muffins.
English muffins, donuts, croissants, everything.
And it is a very welcoming, warm, safe environment for seniors. Please, if you think you're not a senior, you are. But you'll be with other people of your own age group. So
Right.
it's great.
Before we close, we only have a couple of minutes. Would you take a couple of minutes and wrap up what you would like to see S.H.I.N.E do in the future, or what you expect?
Wow, that's a trick question, I guess. The main thing is, I wish there was a format to make these explanations easier for everybody. If we had a Medicare for Dummies kind of a book, so that people could read it and figure it out. Because sometimes I have to rack my brains and draw pictures and everything to get people to figure it out. Do we have quickly a second, because we
Go
have
ahead,
not
we've got
mentioned the
about a
cost
minute
of
and a half left.
Medicare?
Yes, go right ahead.
You should know Medicare Part A, which is your hospital coverage, is usually free. Part B, which is your doctor, your physical therapy, your outpatient surgery, $135, 130.
Yep,
Am I
something
saying
like
right?
that.
I lost it here.
No, something like that. I know, I pay it.
$134 a month, actually. If you are, between you and your spouse, if your average income is over $85,000 a year, they will put a surcharge onto those premiums. Very quickly, drug plans, you can usually get a fine plan less than $30 a month. If you need additional coverage, there's some very expensive plans that pay for everything. There's plans like HMOs you can get for usually less than $100 a month. So it's just that those things are there. If you're
Okay.
very low income, Mass Health will help out.
Barry, thank you very much for coming and explaining the thing to us. And I'm glad you're coming to our senior
Oh,
center.
very
You wanna
welcome.
Take a
Good.
minute to wrap it up.
I just want to make mention again of Wednesday, September 18th from 6 to 7:30. Barry will be running a Turning 65/open enrollment workshop for Medicare. It is a sign-up event, so please call the Senior Center at 781-286-8156, and we'll take your name. There is limited seating because she does give a lot of personal attention, and it's easier to be able to explain that's very complex in the nuances of Medicare and what you need to do. So please call up.
Right, thank you all for listening. God bless our troops. God bless our great country, the United States of America. And God bless our citizens of the people of Revere. And thank you all again for listening. Until the next time, we'll have another great guest like Ms. Bari OLevsky of the S.H.I.N.E counselor for the Revere Senior Center. Thank you, Barry.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you.